So about a week go by, I get court papers to my email saying like I verbally, physically, and mentally abused my daughter. He didn't know that I was moving, and I don't let him talk. So, story time about my custody battle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's from the video that I posted yesterday with me and my daughter. So, first thing first, we're gonna start here. Y'all, I do not get on the internet and tell my business like this, so this took me a long time to build up and do. But anyway, we're gonna do like a short backstory. Me and my baby daddy was together from 2013 all the way to 2020. We broke up after my brother passed away in 2020. That's that. Okay, so fast forward to 2021 or 2. We've been in a custody battle since my daughter was 3 years old. And it was just like, he wanted an every other weekend thing. Fine, we did that. So, maybe like 2023, I want to say, I told him like, this going to be our last year in Chicago. Everybody knows that I've been wanting to move. I always said, like, if I move out of Chicago, I was going to move to Atlanta. Everybody know that. It's nothing new. I just never had the courage to, like, leave my clients and, like, start a new life everywhere, whatever. So, fast forward to 2025. So, June, I text him and I told him, basically, like, I was thinking about it. Like, it wasn't a full, thought-out plan, but I was thinking about it. It was in the works. And if I decide to go through with it, you know, I'm going to let you know, like, consult with you about it. Not so much because I feel like this is my life. But, yeah. So, after I told him that, he told me, like, well, I got it in the court papers that you can't move and you can't do this and you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I feel like court don't really tell me what to do with my kid. Like, that's just how I am. They don't know me, they don't know you, they don't know my daughter. So that was that. And it was like really, I don't get type thing. Not like I really don't get. You got your life going on and I got mine. Mind y'all, he's married and he got 2 other kids now at this point. So now it's like the end of June, maybe like beginning of July, I actually started to like look at places and look into it more than what I was when I first told him the first time. So I never said nothing else to him about it at that time, but because he wasn't like just go ahead, but it wasn't like, I guess he thought I was playing, put it in that type of form. Like he really thought she just talking, she not really gonna do this, whatever. I thought I was just talking, not gonna lie. Not going to lie, I thought I was just joking, bullshitting. So then as time went on, I'm like, okay, getting kind of real. So I tell him like, I'm moving in September. You know, whatever type of schedule you want to come up with, we can come up with it. We can talk about it. We can sit down and talk about it. Whatever, like, you want to be my boyfriend, you can do that. Blah, blah, blah. It's not about it, but I just felt like, let's do it the mature way. Like, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, he basically tell me, like, it was just like no type thing. Okay, cool. So I tell him, like, I didn't tell him the exact date that I was moving because I feel like I didn't need to. I told you majority of what you needed to know, and I told him like, before we leave, I'm gonna bring my daughter to see you, and you know, do whatever y'all gonna do. You can keep her the whole week, whatever, however you want to do it, you can do that. He like, it was just like a weird vibe, and I'm just already in my head kind of thinking like it's gonna be. So the day before I got ready to move, or 2 days before I got ready to move, I was texting him like, you know, like, what you doing tomorrow and that type of thing. Like, you know, he like, why? And I'm like, because I'm gonna bring Devin to see you before we move. Like, don't think I just up and move just like, oh, she said this today and she moved tomorrow. That's not what happened. I was keeping him a little bit in cahoots without telling him all my business, because it's like, you're not my husband, you're not my boyfriend, you just my baby daddy. I don't have to tell you anything going on in my life. So now it's the night before we move, and I'm packing, and I'm like, I was gonna let her go with him while I got everything I need to get in order. So he like, you know, nah, it's cool, I'm gonna just see her when I see her. If you know I'm gonna move 9 hours away, 4-5 states over, anybody that's a real parent would have wanted to see their kid. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's how I knew. Like, and then my baby daddy, he the type of person, like, I got a baby mama for a baby daddy, in other words. Like, no shade. It just, that one response, like, nah, I'm gonna just see her when I see her, was kind of like, okay. So my initial thought process was like, you know, I save all my money up to move and make sure I'm straight, because I'm like, I don't know how my clientele gonna be when I get there, you know, that type of thing. Like, y'all gotta think about it. I'm literally moving my whole life, me and my daughter, and starting over. And I was gonna go back to Chicago, like, sporadically, just to keep my money flowing, or keep, you know, just to keep it going. Like, that was just, when you do stuff like that, you have to have a plan. That was just part of my plan, to go back to Chicago. It wasn't gonna be like an all the time thing, but I did plan to go back to service my clients and, you know, come back home. And, you know, y'all know how people do when they move and they still go back to their hometown and stuff like that. Y'all know how that go. That was the thing. We came up with a schedule where she go every summer. We switch off the holidays. Like, basically like the kind of schedule that we already had, just the summer was fully his, that type of thing. Cool. Not even, you know, it don't even faze me, whatever. Part 2 of the custody battle. Y'all have to come in the house because it start raining. But, yeah, so I'm like, we can get the schedule, we can go get it notarized and just put it in our, you know, folder or whatever, instead of like going through court and all that extra, because we have been on the court for about maybe like 2 years at this point. So I'm just trying to do it the quick way. Like, you know, it's still solidified, paper on paper, everything. Like, we can just get it notarized, put it in the paper. So he like, okay, cool. So when we moved the last week of September, the first week of October, and kids in Georgia, they don't be in school. They get a week out of school for life. So we end up going back to Chicago, because when I moved, my grandma came with me for a week, and Devin ended up having her little fall break or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, we finna be out of school all week. We're gonna go back to Chicago. So we went to Chicago. I worked the whole week. I was there, you know, made some more money, whatever the case may be. And it's like, I feel like God be working in mysterious ways. Like, he knew I needed to go and work that full week like that. So, mind you, my cousin baby shower was 3 weeks after. So we go back to Chicago again for the baby shower. So I asked my daughter, like, do you want to go to the baby shower? Or you want to go to your daddy's house? Mind you, we was only there for the weekend. She like, I want to go to the baby shower. Even if she did say that she wanted to go to her daddy, she was still going to the baby shower. She was going to go after. Like, this is one of my cousins who damn near helped me raise my kid type thing. So I guess I asked her, like, did you tell your daddy that we was in Chicago? And she like, no, I didn't tell him. So I didn't tell him either, because it's like, I don't feel like if it's not the time you're supposed to have her, what am I telling you for? You know, that type thing. And it's not like we here for her to go with you for X amount of days. So that was that. And then we come back home. Everything normal. Mind you, my daughter talking to him on the phone. Not every day, but she talking to him enough to where it's no discrepancies going on. Like every other day or every couple days. So, you know, she checking in. Whatever. So October 15th or 16th, exact date, we get on the phone. He like, you know, can we have a conversation? Cool. We get on the phone and we iron out like, okay, the holiday is going to go like this. The summer going to go like this. And he's the type of person, like, if you don't do what he wants you to do, it's kind of like, I don't want to do it. Or we could just go to court and do it then. Like, he's one of those type of people. So I tell him, like, I'd rather you just on the phone, say what it is that you want, you know, instead of, you know, trying to go the court way, because you acting like everything cool on the phone, but I know you sneaky, like he be doing like, oh, it's cool, and then turn around and go to court. So that was that. And I'm telling him, like, okay, when I come back to Chicago, we're going to go get the papers done, whatever, put it in our file. All this is in text message too, y'all, like literally, like if I ever need proof. So he like, okay, cool. So now when it comes time, mind you, I went to Chicago. I don't think I went right back to Chicago, but a couple weeks later, whatever the case may be, I'm like, okay, we're going to be in Chicago. We get the paper done. Give me the runaround. Oh, I'm training somebody. I can't do this. I can't talk right now. I can't do this. I can't do that. Okay, cool, whatever. So one day, we sitting in the living room, and Devin like, Mom, I think my daddy blocked me. I'm like, blocked you? Blocked you why? She like, I don't know. I just think he blocked me. Can I call him off your phone? So I text him like, hey, Devin said you blocked her, you know, whatever. She been calling you. So he like, oh, tell her to call me, such and such, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, she's been calling you. Like, if somebody tell me that my daughter said she been calling me, the first thing I'm going to do is pick my phone up and call. You mean have her call me? She been called you times. So after that, it's just like, it just started getting weird, but I'm still not thinking nothing about it. So about a week go by, I get court papers to my email saying like, I verbally, physically, and mentally abused my daughter. He didn't know that I was moving, and I don't let him talk to my daughter. All 3 lies. As much as my daughter be eating her ass whooped sometimes, I don't put my hands on her. Not like that anyway. He did know that I was moving, and I have proof of that. And then in the court order, it says that if somebody wants to move outside of like 30 miles, like that outside of each other, whatever. We have to like do it through the court and all this, or put it in writing. Mind y'all, I moved September 26th. My days when I counted was like 94 days that I told him. So I'm way over, whatever. Cool. This man goes to court and tell him whatever he wants to tell them. So now
This is exactly why you're supposed to. I'm on one of these orders too, but this is exactly why you're supposed to go through the court when you're making these type of moves. You can't just tell me or tell him like, hey, I'm about to move. You gotta go through a whole process because that's what the whole point of the court documents are for, is to protect the fathers, making sure that the father, because the document is for the father, not for the mother. I want y'all to know that. Like she's already got custody of the kid. Fathers go to court to establish custody rights. So the contract was for us. And in my contract, it sounds like it's saying the same thing as her contract. It says that if you are planning on moving outside of the district, outside of the county that the kid is currently going to school in, you're supposed to notify not only the person, the dad, but also the courts, because they have to rewrite out the contract. We got to redo the whole visitation and all of those things. And to be like, I don't let nobody decide whether or not what I'm gonna do with my kids is crazy. And I feel like every woman that says like they got like a baby daddy that's like a baby mama, that's a compliment. So what you're saying is that you got a baby daddy that cares so much about his kid that he constantly keeps taking you to court. I was labeled that. It's like, why? Because we overly care. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's not nothing wrong with that. I'm not hearing anything wrong other than you kind of just left the state, even though you told him. It could be just like, we don't know how she actually told him, though. That's the thing. She could be like, I'm thinking about moving 90 something days ago. He like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because she probably wishy-washy about it all the time. So he probably ain't thinking nothing of it. But if she would have went through the court process, that's when he would have known for sure. And that's why we go through the court process, because nobody's trying to have all of these back and forths and misunderstandings. It's like, it's just crazy to me at the end of the day. I feel like I understand where she's coming from. Like, she don't like the constraints, but that's the whole point of the contract, is that you can't just up and leave. But if you don't understand that, you probably ain't never been on none of these contracts before. Good for you. But if you've ever been a part of any of these legal contracts, 50-50 or shared parenting, we call it shared parenting in Ohio now. It's no longer 50-50 here. So you get shared parenting. So it's the same thing as 50-50, but it's just, I don't know. I guess they just reworded it. But it's the same stuff. You get half time with each other, but all this stuff has to be discussed, though. So I'm on the dad's side currently, not because he's a man, but just because I'm not hearing nothing wrong other than, and then she did just admit to abusing her child. So she said that he said that I was abusing her and that we moved and that I didn't tell him. Well, technically, he did kind of lie about the not telling part, but did he lie about the abusive part? No. You say, I mean, I whoop her ass, but she don't get ass whoopings like that. Let me hear it. And this is my baby mom. Well, I'm taking that clip and sending it straight to the court. Like, you hear that? Like, but that's just me personally. But I tried to make this too personal. I'm listening. I listened a lot. I had a lot to say at the beginning. I'm like, let me just hear it out more. And I got exactly what I was looking for. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to fault her in this, because she just admitted to us that he does this all the time. He'll tell her one thing from the word of mouth and then next go take her to court. So if she knows that this is a thing that he does all the time, then why not get ahead of it? And then it's kind of like, I feel like he didn't agree with because he hasn't visited her while she was out of town yet. But, she brings her to Chicago and then he gets to see her child then. But if you were just going from every other weekend to now you're hours away, I don't think they really spoke about it, because how is that about to work? Right. It's kind of like, I'm going to just see her when I see her.
We came up with a plan after you moved, not before you moved or nothing. So the plan wasn't really taken seriously.
Yeah, I think she's like trying to say, well, at least you get the summers, all that you get every year, every summer, and every other holiday.
That's not the same.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, what about throughout the school year?
Yeah, what about
what are we doing then?
I feel like if that's the case, leave the child with him then, if he's more suitable for the situation. If you got to take grandma out of town with you just to help watch the kids while you go work, then it seems like the kid should have stayed with the dad until you got on your feet out of town. Then we could talk. You know what I'm saying? But they don't ever want to do stuff like that. They just want to make it seem like, oh, the man got to chase. No, he has been chasing. He's been in court for, it sounds like my story, 2 years. It's like, he did his part. This is the fighting part. Why are we still fighting past this part for our children? We had an agreement. You can't just avoid the agreement because you feel like the courts can't tell. How do you think fathers feel? We got to be sitting here and told that we can't even have rights to our children until we take y'all ass to court. Like, we got to take you to court just to get child that came out of my nutsack. Like that doesn't make sense. So you think it's unfair for you just to follow the rules? Hell, we don't get rights. And then we barely get rights. Because at the end of the day, it's like even with 50-50, we still got to establish the mother is the residential parent at that point. You know, the mothers get residential parenting, meaning that during the school year, they're with you. We get them the weekend or whatever. We already missing time throughout school year. We make it back up in the summer, but it's like now you're taking away the little time that I was getting during the school year. And I guess some women just don't understand like how fathers think. It's like we want to protect our children. You're not saying that he's not in his daughter's life. So I'm not against him at all. You saying that he just doesn't agree with the decisions you make and it's bothering you. But at the end of the day, the decisions you making are impacting his relationship with his child. So it's like, to me, and then you can't say like, oh, his daughter didn't want to see him. Well, if you told me, do you want to go have fun and party and do all this stuff, or do you want to go to your dad's house? Who would you think a kid gonna choose? They're gonna choose the ice cream, the party, the fun. You know, and she even said, even if she didn't want to go, she wasn't gonna go. Even if she did want to go with her dad, she wasn't about to go right then and there anyway. So why are we asking? It's just like the mental games, the games that's being played right now. I'm not knocking her at the end of the day. I know this is mostly, you know, I don't know where this anger is coming at from for when it comes to him because she's not really sharing as much.
I think
but
it was
just
just
like based off what she's saying, he's right.
I think it was just her being blindsided. Like if I'm on the phone with you and we're verbally agreeing, and then you go behind my back, and now it's like you've been ignoring your daughter to paint this picture that you
Would
don't
she
get to
have
speak
listened
to her.
anyways is the question. If I had told her on that phone, because I've been dealing with these type of people, you know,
Yeah.
if I tell you on the phone, hey, I'm not agreeing with this, you're not going to, like how you said with the little girl, you're going to choose whatever route you want. You already got your mind made up. So if I'm him and I know her, I'm already assuming she got her mind made up. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking she bluffing probably. Maybe we thinking she bluffing.
Yeah,
That's why you got to go through the
He
process.
was just trying to save some money in the beginning when she first said she was going to move. He wanted to see if she was actually going to do it.
You should have saw the restraint right then and there. As soon as she said that I'm about to move, he said, well, we have an agreement. Mm-hmm. That's right there telling you he's disagreeing with the actions that you're trying to go with right now, with the move. You know, but you ain't seeing that because you feel like, well, I told him 94 days ago and I gave him 94 days to butter up to it. Like, no, you don't give me any days. That's what I fought for. And that's why I tell men all the time, don't matter what you're going through. It don't matter if you're happy in a good stage or whatever. Take that woman to court and get custody of your children because you do not have custody of that child if you're not married. Or get married. I don't know. But I wouldn't just get married for the kids. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, if you want custody to your children and you're not married, you better go to court. I don't care how good y'all are right now because you see how fast it can change. Whether it's your fault, her fault, it don't matter. At the end of the day, the kid deserves to see both of their parents. So I don't agree with this at all. If you can't just move out the state like that.
Yeah, and I definitely don't agree with if the court has something in place, do not try to go against it because no matter how much you say, well, this is my kid, this is my life, they will lock you up.
Because if he had knowledge like me, which he probably do, I would have took you to court for contempt, like he just did. That's contempt. Like you breaking our agreement, and you can say I told you, but can you prove that? That's why you supposed to did the other part, because that you can prove that, but you can't prove this. You can't. Oh, I told him over the phone. What court's hearing that? He says, she says type. Like no, you got to show us physical proof. That's why we told you to do it the way they're supposed to do it. Simple as that.
It's like, okay, like now you want to play. Then it's like, I just moved. I don't got time for this type of, like I'm trying to get my life going and you want to go to court. So mind you, when I got the paper, it had already been a court date that happened. Like for whatever reason, when he filed it, it's like they went to court like that very next day or something like that. And it's like, I'm not looking for this type of stuff going on in my email. As much as I check my email, I don't know how I missed it. Like, I don't know. So I end up missing the first court date. Don't get me wrong. So the second court date was like November 17th, like that. And in the court papers, it said like, if I don't show up, I'm gonna be at default. Like, and they're gonna give him whatever it is that he asking for. So I called him when I get the papers. I'm like, what? Like, he like, oh, take it up with them. I don't want to talk about it, this and that. And his wife in the background, like, we not doing that. Bitch, shut up. You shut up. And if you know, you know. Like, I don't even play. Don't say nothing to me. I don't deal when it comes to niggas, period. Because I didn't have to with you. Shut up. So I already seen where the conversation was going, like where the situation was going, period. So I left it alone. Cool. So at this point, I could see that a lawyer signed the paper. Okay, you got a lawyer. So now at this point, here we go. Spend money again on lawyers. Like, lawyers is not no little ass money. Like, I'm talking about like $2,700 retainer fees of that nature.
Now imagine for all the heartbroken women that's hearing this and agreeing. Imagine how it feels to be the man in this situation. Just think about it for a sec. I got to take you to court for something I already established. But let's continue. Let's let her keep talking.
It sounds like it's some static between her and the wife.
Yeah, it's
Like,
the status between her and him, and she just bringing the wife on in it. But I don't. I agree with the wife. She right. If she is in his ear, she ain't wrong. You should take her to court. What we fight for? We fighting for nothing at this point. If she could just get up and do whatever she want to do with it, like what the hell? You're gonna be in content until you lose that child. To me, this is what it is. Call him baby. I say good father to me.
Okay, part 3 of the custody battle. Y'all, it's raining hard. So if y'all hear that in the back, that's what that is. So I missed the court date and it was like November 17th. And the thing is said like return the child to the home state or I'm gonna be facing jail time. So I'm like, what? So we go to Chicago. Mind y'all, my daughter in school here and everything. Like she called, like they on the phone talking. He, oh, how you like school? And it's like he couldn't take the fact that she was telling him like, oh, I love it here. Like I go outside with my friends all day, and I go outside and rip and run. And kids being outside in Georgia is different than kids being outside in Chicago. You don't let your kids leave from in front of the porch in Chicago. Like somebody better be watching you, or you playing in the backyard. Here, it's kind of like a free-for-all, even though we still watch them. It's just kind of different. Like everything here, the vibe completely different. Like even the community is different. Like I like my teacher, I like school, I ride the bus because she had been wanting to ride the bus. But in Chicago, it's like if you live in Maywood, your kid damn near go to school in the burbs. So you got to drop them off at school all the time or whatever, or vice versa, whatever. That was our situation. And she always wanted to ride the bus. Now she get to ride the bus. That was that. So it's like he just couldn't take the fact that she like, oh, she gonna move you out of state and you like what y'all got going on. So we go back to court. We go back to Chicago for court November 17th. And that's when I started going down. November 17th, we go to court. Like I found a lawyer, whatever, all that. Go to court and the judge, like, not gonna lie, no shade. He was on my side from the time the Zoom call started. So he like, what's the issue? Like, what are we doing now? Mind you, on the Zoom call, it's him and his wife and it's just me. Like, I don't need, or me and the lawyers, of course, but I don't need entourage, ever, never. So we get on the court call and the judge like, what do you want with her? Like, she's already moved. Like, why is this a big issue? Especially if y'all already talked about it. Mind you, he told them initially in court, he didn't know nothing about it. Keep that in mind. So he was trying to get the judge to tell him, like, I don't want her to even be able to go to Indiana state line without consulting with me. Like, if I want to leave Illinois and go to Indiana, go to Wisconsin, whatever's across the state line, I have to call him and ask him. The judge like, you on here with your wife and you want me to tell her what she can and can't do with her daughter? I'm not doing that. So now everybody looking stupid. I'm like, okay, cool. So
I'm having a hard time believing that a judge said that. How the hell? So you telling me a judge looked at a contract that was written by another judge and said, this law? What do you mean? She said she told you. There's no proof of that she said that she told. This is the first conversation with the judge. How the hell did the judge know what you even saying is true at this point?
Yeah, I think
that's why I don't believe it.
I think he admitted it the second court date. The first court date,
he's still standing on that. He has not had any knowledge of this.
They just like cleared the air that he knew about it.
How? How did they clear that?
They just talked about it. He admitted it. So now it's like, well, you just lied about not knowing. Because the first court date, only he was there, and he got to say like, "Oh, I didn't know," and all this stuff's been going on. And
she came and said that she did.
Now this is the second court date, and then now he's admitting like, "No, like I actually did know," because she is there to contest for herself. Like, you did know, and they're both on the Zoom call. It's easy to lie when you don't got nobody there to go against what you're saying. But now that she's on the Zoom call, it's like, well, actually, I did know.
So he just said that if she was to leave the state lines, that he should know. So that's like still saying that I don't know.
Well,
if she's gonna leave, I know. He just said that she said that I told you already.
Yeah, no. Now they're saying like, well, basically, like if you go on vacation, if you take your kid on vacation, like I need to know whenever you leave, wherever you're going. And now the judge is saying, well,
which is true.
Why should I have to do it? Well, I don't know what she's saying. The judge said that.
It don't matter what the judge is saying. It's not what he's saying. It's what's in the contract.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's why I don't believe what she's saying. See, I've been to court for this years. It's like you can't tell me that a judge looked at an agreement, and I've been in 2 different states with these courts, and then nobody ever looked me in my eyes and said, "Oh, well, you was supposed to." She could tell you. She told you. Fuck all that. What did the agreement say? The agreement said that I'm supposed to know, and you're supposed to notify the county and notify me in the county, not just me or not just the county. You're supposed to let them know, both of us. So if we both don't know, how can we even sit here and say what she even said is true when you don't got no proof in the county that she has even filed a report saying that she was moving? So now it's just he say, she say.
Now they're talking about like,
and we agreeing with he say, she say as a judge?
Now
Like,
they're
come
talking
on.
about like vacations or anything. He's saying like whenever she leaves.
I'm just saying, he
anywhere.
said in general. He said in general, like he don't know that where the kid's whereabout is because she even admitted it in the beginning of the story time. She said that she don't follow the rules of this damn court agreement because it's her child. And she don't feel like no court should tell her what to do with her child. Welcome to a man's world. Like, but she already admitting that she ain't tell this to the judge though. But it's like, how can the judge? I don't believe it. I don't believe that's it. He said that. I do not believe it. I just think we just getting to a point of the story where we're trying to make it. Women do this a lot. We're gonna make the story fit what the hell we want them to see. Like, I want them to feel bad for me, but in reality, you didn't told us enough. I didn't heard it.
And
Maybe a lot of people didn't.
What's the beef with the wife being there? Like, he can't have support. Like, when you marry somebody, you guys are a unit. I will never understand when the other party gets offended that somebody else cares about your child. Yeah. Usually it's the other way around. That they're actually mistreating your child. But if somebody's so involved with your child that they even want to be there like every step of the way, especially in the court process, that should be a good thing.
And that just shows you the toxicity of this woman. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the court is going to favor the woman in most of these cases because the child, it comes from the mother. But when that contract is in place, ain't no favoring. It's favor the contract. Because that's what we did this for at the end of the day. But you could tell just the toxicness in her when it comes, how she talks about the wife. What did the wife do to you? Is the question. What did she do to your child? You know, nothing other than tell this man like, hey, you need to stand on your feet with this. Because if not, women like this will drag you and they will use your kid as a tool. Yes, women will get in your ear and tell you that. And they're not wrong. It's true. Women know women better than men. So why are you mad? There ain't nothing to be mad about. She just exposing the truth. That's why he keep taking you to court, because he got a good woman behind him to tell him, like, hey, go do that. You know?
Yeah, we don't got to keep with the back and forth. Let's just go to court.
A lot of fathers don't know. They just assume like it's my child. Oh, we want the courts to be in process. But when you got a woman behind you that know what the hell going on and has kids like that, she can give you that knowledge of like, yeah, dude, just go to court. You know what I mean? Take her to court. Women hate that. They don't want to. You see, she hate that. You know, she'd rather just come up with an agreement that she can break anytime she wants. Imagine if this wasn't in court. She'd have been moving across the world, been moving. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking her because Chicago is a rough place to live. And you should want to get the hell out of Chicago from what I'm in. You know what I'm saying? At least I'll get to a better side of it. You know what I'm saying? She was already saying she lives in a bad area and she had to send her kids to it. So I respect that. But at the same time, you got to understand that, you know, that you can't just run off with somebody's kid. I don't care what nobody say in the comments. I don't give a fuck. You cannot just run off because you the mama. She never said she did everything by herself. And if he wasn't there, if he wasn't taking care of the kid and he wasn't involved, then I can understand. But the fact that he has this agreement, no man is going to spend thousands of dollars on no damn visitation agreements, which we shouldn't have to spend anyways, and then not be there. Like, come on now. You forcing my hands at this point. You forcing his hands at that point. It's like, damn, I got to go to court because if not, it's going to escalate to something worse for me, for the men, because the men lose mostly in this type of situation. Some women just don't get it. It's okay.
The judge like, well, she can travel back and forth because he was trying to get her to like, well, she couldn't go nowhere. Like, why couldn't go nowhere? We couldn't move around. We couldn't. So the judge like, no, I'm going to give you free will. You can go take your daughter wherever you want to go. I don't care if you want to go to New York, Cali, Arizona, whatever. Like, literally just like that. Like, she can take her daughter wherever she want to take her daughter. My job. It's the same judge we didn't have for the last 6 years of court. So he know the case better than what we would have had if we would have had a new judge. So, but the only thing is, he was like, because it's just like protocol, she got to go to school in the hometown while the case is open. But she can go back and forth home. But it's like, and make sure that, you know, where she got to be on her weekends. So now, even though we wasn't doing the middle of the weekdays, now all of a sudden that it's court, he want to play it just by the paper. Like, okay, well, if the paper say she come with me on Wednesday night, that's what it is. So now she in Chicago. She with my grandma. I had to put her back in school in Chicago, take her out of school in Georgia. Like, just so much was going on. And it's like, I didn't want to leave her, but it's like, I just moved. I'm paying rent. I'm not going to live in Chicago in one room when I could go home. It's like, at this point, I was so overwhelmed, I had to go home. And I'm a loner. If you know me, you know. Like, I would rather be by myself with my thoughts. Like, my misery do not like company at all. Zero. So now to the fact that she has to stay there, and, you know, so now it's like my grandma is our mediator. She's always been, like, if y'all know, my grandma didn't basically damn near help me raise my kid, like, from day one. So they doing Wednesday night, whatever the weekdays, every other weekend type thing. But it's so much because it's like, she want to go home. She crying every day, calling me crying every day. Mommy, can you come pick me up? Mommy, you know, this and that. Like, Why do we need permission from my daddy to do this? This is that. Mind y'all, she's 8 years old and it's going on. And we try to limit as much as we can talking about it, but it's like at the same time, you're in the situation, so we can't just leave you completely out of it. Like, your feelings matter. And that's one thing I don't like about court, because they try to make it like, oh, like she's a child. She's a kid, but she has feelings. Like, she's a kid, but she knows what's going on. She's not stupid. She's not slow. So I guess he thought he was doing something, you know, when the judge told him, like, she got to go to school here while the case open. So, man, y'all, this November. School just started here in August. Well, she didn't start school here till September, but whatever. That's still there. So she was in school here for about 2 months and then had to take her out of school, put her back at the same school she went to in Chicago. But it was like how I had to even do, like I had to file homeless, all just type of crazy was going on. Like, mental capacity was over the top. So at the end of the court call, the judge asked me, like, you know, well, asked him, how much child support you pay? He like, none. Mind y'all, I have never put my baby daddy on child support. All shit we done been through, all the court cases, all that. I don't from you, like, type thing. Like, and then too, I was the breadwinner in our relationship. If y'all know, y'all know. I'm talking about he drive trucks, paid for him to go to trucking school, paying out our car notes, insurance, rent, all on me. And if y'all know, y'all know. I don't even got to show no proof. I don't have to do that because that's just who I am. But it's like, I don't even like to talk like that because it's like, if I did something for you, I did it for you. But he just, you got to remind. Don't forget where you came from, literally. And his mama can vouch for that because she didn't say it so many times. But that's neither here nor there. So it's like, I felt like, in a sense, I put you in a better position for you to come drag me through hell. Whatever. So the judge like, oh, you're not on child support, but you doing all of this? He asked me, he say, you gonna file your relocation papers? I say, yeah, because I don't plan to move back to Chicago. Like, that's just not in my plans. Like, I didn't packed up thing. I didn't gave him my shop, all type. He like, okay, file your relocation papers and file your child support papers. That was that. The judge wanted me to put him on child support. And it's like, at this point, why would I not spend all money? Let's do it. So we went that route. Part 4 of the custody battle. I'm not gonna make these videos 10 minutes, but I'm out of breath. Anyway, after we do the child support papers, and now it's like, if we want to say something or we need to be in communication about something or something like that, he don't want to text, he don't want to talk. Email me. Why you calling me? Email me. Okay, we gonna play it how you want to play it. You want to email? We can email. It's the same thing as a text message, but hey, we can email. So he doing like little petty, like, my daughter, before I leave Chicago, I would braid her hair, like, or get somebody to braid her hair, something like that, because I don't like people playing in her hair, and that's what they like to do. Like, he'll let his wife take her hair down and just do whatever, just to bother me. So if her hair is braided, can't nobody bother me. Like, I'm trying to prevent myself from doing at this point. So one day, my daughter had braids, and she get really bad dandruff, which she get from him. So he takes a picture of her hair, like the dandruff, and send it to the lawyers like, yeah, this is like unacceptable, like basically like child, like I'm neglecting my child like that. But it's like, I'm at home, she up there, I'm keeping her hair braided so we don't have to go through this type of, and I'm not gonna have my grandma get up in the morning and do her hair. And my job, we in court doing this, but Devin with my grandma, she not even up there with her daddy.
I'm not really trying to go against the person speaking, but you see how she just be creating these problems, and the solution be there. The baby girl has dandruff, but you don't want the wife to wash her hair and do her hair, but you also don't want your grandma to get up and do her hair every day. So you would rather her to stay with dandruff, but you don't care because she with her dad looking that way. But the dad already had a solution. But you got a problem with him telling the courts, because when he tried to take it into his own hands and have his wife do it, that was a problem. And also, she talks about, oh, I had to take her out of school, put her back into the old school. But when he told you, well, let's, go to court, you would say, nah, I don't want to do the court stuff no more. But now that you have to do the court stuff, it's a problem. But you could have did all of that before you left. So it's like, she's creating these problems for herself.
Right. And at the end of the day, active fathers shouldn't have to pay child support anyways. You get no cookie for that. You only get cooked. Listen, if a man ain't taking care of his children, and then you go put him on child support. Me personally, I put myself on child support because people, you can't trust certain people. You just know they're going to come back and try to get you years later. And I'm happy I did it when I was broke. And honestly, and a lot has changed since then. So it's like, even if you could, you can't. But it's like I always tell people, you know, you don't have to put them on child support if you're taking care of your kid. What's the point? Like if he's seeing them half the time, you seeing them half the time, like that's why you didn't do it. But now that you moved, now it's more convenient for you to do it. And that's what's annoying too about this. It's like now you're trying to like, oh, I never needed nothing from him. So why are you doing it now? Because the judge told me to. All right. Because that wasn't already in play. Like, come on now. That was already in play. How bitter she has been towards this man since he's been going against her moving has all spiraled her to want to go to get child support. And I understand he doing too, she doing petty stuff, but it's like, who winning? Who's winning in this situation? Say you win. Now the child doesn't see her dad as much. He win. Now the child doesn't see his mother. She doesn't see her mother. So it's like, who really wins in this situation? The child gonna lose regardless of what y'all choose at this point. And you could tell at this point the child is already knowing the beef between the mom and dad. Like if dad's playing in my hair and talking at the same time about my mama, then my mama will get over here and she about my daddy. It's just like the kids don't win in this situation, honestly. Like at the end of the day, it's like you want to get your lick back for whatever he did. Maybe it's because you feel like you built him up, like you said, you the reason he got his trucking degree and whatever the case may be. And maybe he just took that talent to another woman and used that with her. And that's why you just hide about it. Who knows why you really just mad? But at the end of the day, I don't know. It don't make sense to be mad because it seems like y'all been split for a while. He didn't have 2 kids. He didn't got married, but some odd reason the wife is catching strays. For some odd reason he's catching strays just for wanting his child to be in the same city as him. And I don't think people. Yeah. I feel men. I feel them. I know a lot of people won't feel men from this perspective, but I feel it 100% because I am a man. I've been in this situation.
I feel like this creator is making it about herself and like, oh, he just doesn't want me to see, like, be great. But honestly, he just wants to see his child.
Just want to see my child. Like,
just take a step back and look at it. Like, maybe he's not against me, and maybe he just misses his daughter. Maybe he's not upset that she's telling me she's having a great time down here, but that he's missing these moments.
Right. Sometimes it all sounds good. Yeah, you gotta make the scenario sound better for her. But
yeah, sometimes you just gotta take yourself out of the equation and look at it from other people's perspective.
Well, what are y'all thoughts? Let us know in the comments.
Which I was cool with because my daughter has never stayed with her daddy more than a weekend. So I'd rather her be with my grandma than be with him. So that's not a big deal. But I'm just saying, like, you ain't even making sure she eat during the week. Nothing. All you doing is being a daddy on the weekend. So all that's going on. And it's like, it's one of them cases where we're going to do what I want to do on his part. You know, like, it's either you're going to agree to it or you're not. So fast forward to, like, Christmas and stuff like that. Like, my job, she can come home. But it's like she got to go with you Wednesday nights and every other weekend. So if I bring her home on a Friday, she got to go back home on Wednesday. Or if I bring her home for the weekend, she got to be right back on Wednesday to make sure she go with him. So I wouldn't be in, contempt of court, which is too much. So that's why I just let her stay in Chicago because it's just easier all the way around. Now, at this point, mind y'all, I'm traveling back and forth, driving 8.5 hours 2 weeks to make sure that my kid good. Like, because she calling me crying.
Mind you, she did this to herself.
It's like, I can't come right now, but I'll be there type thing. And that was the ever. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, right there was so draining. And I'm telling y'all, like, she calling day, crying, bawling her eyes out. Like, just a whole different level. Y'all got to think about it. It's an 8-year-old being separated from her mama that she ain't never not lived in the house with, never not been around or whatever. And it's like, I was kind of feeling bad because it's like, damn, like, I did move. But it's like, what did y'all want me to do? I didn't know what to do. So I was just doing everything the best I know how. Like, literally, I'm back and forth driving every 2 weeks. I was in Chicago 2 weeks out the month, and I was at home 2 weeks out the month. Like, I couldn't even get what I was going for real, because it's like, every time I get ready to leave Georgia, so many people, oh, can you do my nails? Can you do my hair? Like, damn, I'm in Chicago. Or when I leave Chicago, oh, damn, you at home? Can you, like, it was just so going on. So it's to the point where they was like, they had hired another GAL because it's like, okay, your daughter 8, she turned 9 in April or whatever, but they put a GAL, which is a guardian ad litem, which is a lawyer for a kid. So they advocate for the kid. They talk to her, just how I talk to my lawyer, he talks to his lawyer. Devin had her own lawyer that we had to pay for. So now we paying 2 lawyers. I'm paying my lawyer and this lawyer. He paying his lawyer and this lawyer. But the thing is, it's like, they was trying to get the GAL that we had on the case the first time. But that lady, I don't know what it was with that lady. That lady hated me, like, to the point where she was lying on me in court. And I'm like, what? That never happened. So it's like, at that point, I told them, I'm like, if y'all put her back on my case, I'm not fighting because I already know what it's going to be. Like, all that. And they was advocating hard, like, we want her on the case. We want her on the case. We want her on the case. So the judge like, why y'all advocating so hard for her to be on the case? They called their self. His lawyer called and talked to this lady herself to see if she wanted to get on the case again. The judge like, actually, no, we gonna put a whole new lawyer on the case. Cool. So we go and have to go through that all over again, pay a whole nother retainer fee, all going on. Money literally everywhere. Like court fees about $2,000 a month. Damn, it's $1,600, whatever. So we had our initial consultations with the GAL and stuff like that. And she telling them like, I want to go home and this and that, all that. So it's like she can say she want to go home, but it's up to him to decide if you being at home with your mama is the best thing, or do you need to live with your daddy and his family in Chicago. So I never coached her. I just told her like, when you lied to them people the first time, you see where they got you. Like now you got to go to your daddy house more days than you want to be there, or whatever the case may be. So I'm telling her like, telling the truth is like, that's just a life thing. Like you have to tell the truth all the time, no matter what it is, who it is, and especially if somebody tell you not to say something or don't tell nobody. You need to tell.
She 100% coached that girl. See, I was already getting the feeling when she said that the daughter was crying so much, and I think this is all exaggerated, but she said the daughter was crying and missed her mom. Of course she's going to miss her mom, but let me ask you this. When you were out of town, did she not miss her dad? Like, we send the pain. I was already thinking, like, maybe she just missed you the most because you make it seem like it's hell when you're not with her. Or maybe you make it seem as though, like, oh, like, I wish you were here, but your dad is just, like, has anyone been through in real life? Can anybody else, like, see through this? Or is it just me right now? I know a lot of y'all women like to sympathize because some of y'all have actually been in terrible relationships where you had to get away from the man. And it worked out that way, and he just ended up being like this, but he was a bad dude. But we're not talking about a bad man. We're talking about a good man who ain't did nothing. And she told us, so I'm not gonna assume he's a bad man because that's the stigma most black men get. It's bad father, not there, absent father. It's a trying father. He's spending thousands, just like she's spending thousands. She said, I didn't coach her. Yes, you do. I always feel like people admit when they kind of tell on themselves, then try to back out of it. Like, I didn't coach her or nothing. We never said you did, but the fact that you brought it up just triggered something in me because I was already thinking it. You know what I mean? It's like the fact that you said it is like you knew we were thinking it. So maybe you did do it. You know what I'm saying? Because why would she be this way? And why would you need to coach her anything? Just let her show up then. If it's such in your favor, why do you even got to prep talk her? Y'all don't see through this?
Yeah, she mentions that her daughter lied the first time. So it's kind of like, why did we lie? She lie about?
Right. You know how you lied the first time and said that you liked your daddy? That's what's a lie. That's why you're there. Right? Because that's why she don't tell, because she's not going to tell what actually happened because it's not going to paint her to be well. But what she do not realize is some people can actually have good discernment. They can read through you, through what you're saying, through the actions and stuff that all played out, how you're speaking about certain people who you haven't said anything negative about. It's easy to read through it. How you're saying how emotional your daughter was on your end, but you don't admit how emotionally she was when it was your turn, when it was his turn to be distant. You can't tell me that little girl don't love her dad. You know what I'm saying? But you're trying to tell us this in a way. You're trying to water it down in a way of saying, like, she don't even want to be with her dad. Why wouldn't she? If it's all she ever known. If he's been baby mama daddy this whole time, how the hell would that be? What did he do that was so bad? Like, let us know, please, so we can understand, so we can just at least be on your side a tad bit. But so far, I'm on the father's side. It's not because he's a man. It's just the simple fact that he's right. You're wrong in this. No, I'm not going to say you're wrong because you're not wrong for wanting to get your daughter out of that city. I think you're wrong with how you handled it off the bat, just not wanting to go to court and do everything the way we fought to have this done. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you agreeing with it, I can understand, I guess. But, you got to respect how I feel about this, too. You got to respect people who actually can understand what a dad's point of view is. And he ain't even. So if he come out and say something, then everybody gonna be like, oh, it's two sides. It's always two sides to a story. But you could tell when somebody's fabricating the truth. She 100, to me, I feel like she coached that little girl. Because I've been in this. And if you've never been a father who has been fighting for your child, or a mother who fought for your child, and you got to deal with the other parent constantly like trying to, manipulate them to not want to go with you so that way it can favor them in court, then you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know this. You don't know how to see through. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she has bad intentions. I just feel like she put herself above everything. She don't give a damn about the child's experience with the father experience with the child. All she cares about is herself. And that's what it looks like, just from the story. And I'm not, no knock to you. I get it. This is your story. You can tell how you want, but understand, you ain't telling a story nobody ain't never lived through. You telling a story that most of the black men have to go through. So it's like, we know what you're talking about, but we've been on the other side of that. So to hear from the other perspective is just like, come on now. This is clearly I feel like you putting the daughter up against the father. Because why would my daughter be crying to you about stuff like that unless you making it comfortable for her to be like, yeah, instead of defending the father, because you know he's not a bad father. Like if my daughter came around me talking about her mom, I won't be talking about her mom with her, even though I don't like her mom. I'll be real. You know what I mean? It won't put you through the don't like her, but I don't ever just disrespect her. And you talking about you got to be real because of the age. My daughter's 10. What the hell are we being real with 10 and 8-year-olds about? Yeah, your mom is this, your mom is that, your mom is that. It doesn't. It's for the kid. They don't care. They got to go home with that person or they got to come back with me. You know, so you don't win in that situation. So you telling us you told her stuff, you telling us that you coerced her to believe that her dad was a bad guy.
Yeah. And the only reason why she's spending more time with her dad is because you decided to breach your contract. If you're telling your daughter all of that, like, let's be honest, it's not because she was on the stand and said what she said. It's because you didn't go with what the contract has said. So yes, now she has to spend time there. You moved out of state. So yes, now she has to stay in state with her father. So if you're going to keep it real all the way around. Yeah. And if you are a parent that coerced your child on the stand to stay with you rather than their other parent, they're going to grow up and most likely resent you if they don't have a relationship with their other parent.
Right. So y'all got to make sure y'all doing this with true, pure intention and stop saying, I'm doing what's best for the child. You can't be doing what's best for the child if you're trying to get rid of the other parent who ain't to the other child. You admitted that you abused the child, but you never said he did anything. And I know I get it, discipline, whatever the case, y'all, everybody's different when it comes to that, but you admitted it. And that's what he said. So you see how people just telling themselves when they telling the story? Like she told us on herself, like I whoop her, but I don't whoop her that much. Like you should have just kept that to yourself. Just like how you said, like I didn't coerce her to go against him. You should have kept that part to yourself because people like me are reading between the lines.
So she had her meeting with the man. She told him she want to go home and, stuff like that. And it's like, I guess they thought that I coached her into saying that. I didn't coach her into saying that. She's 8 years old. She want to be wherever her mama at. That's just given. So after that, he like, well, we going to do like a walkthrough of your house and all that. And, all that. They wanted to do background checks on everybody in the situation. Like my boyfriend, my grandma, all that. Like background checks on everybody that ain't even doing nothing. So whatever. So we did a walkthrough of my house and all that. He like, oh, everything checks out. I'll live that myself, or whatever. And he was telling me like, moving states is, it's okay. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, it's just all about how the other parents take it and how far they take it. But me, I'm not trying to hear nothing. I'm really just trying to get over with, like, let's go. So my baby daddy never do his walkthrough. Like, I'm, keeping in touch with the other lawyer because it's like, you got the last say so, the final say so. Everything that's going on, it's whatever you say. So it's like, you got to kind of be nice to him. Like, not say kiss his ass because I wasn't even on that. But it's like, I was letting him know, like, I ain't even talking to you. I'm talking at you. Like, because this I'm irritated with it. It's up to here now. Been going on, whatever the case may be. So he do the walkthrough of my house. My baby daddy never do his walkthrough, mind y'all. So it's like, at this point, we're trying to get the walkthroughs done. So in the next court case, trying to dumb everything down. Like, prolong so long because it's like, if long as the case open, she got to be here. So it's like they was trying to keep the case open as long as they could. Okay, part 5 of the custody battle. So after the walkthrough never happened, all that. So I get on the phone with the GAL again, and he like, like, I'm gonna go to his house and do it, whatever. So I'm like, I really don't give like, it's always somebody there. Like, he don't have to be there to do the walkthrough because I felt like the GAL was telling me, like, basically he was kind of giving a runaround. I don't know how true that is. That's just I'm telling my side of the story. So whatever. So it's like, I can only, go off what somebody else is telling me. So now it's just like so going on, like lawyer study calling back and forth, all this. And it's like, I don't be want to talk about all that type of all day. Like, and I'm telling them, like, if y'all don't have to call me, don't call me. Because it's like, I don't want to talk about like taking over my life at this point. Like, so I remember I was there in, I think, December. And I was going to go pick her up from school. And it was one of them things where he was like, okay, so you never get 3 weekends in a row. So you might get, if it's a holiday or something, you're going to get that weekend, and then you're going to get the next weekend if it's your weekend or whatever. But you never go 3 weekends in a row. So I was going to pick her up from school or something of that nature, and they call it, well, like, Devin not here. So where she at? And the school didn't even know where she was at. They was like, no, we're gonna call you back in 5 minutes. So now at this point I'm on 10 because y'all don't know what my daughter at. They released her to a daycare that wasn't even on the pickup list. So now I'm tweaking. So now I call them back. Y'all don't got 5 minutes to call. Where she at? So at this point I'm thinking like, damn, what daycare do his kids go to? So I'm on my way to the daycare, but it's at this point I'm calling the police like, meet me here because at this point I'm finna spaz out. So I get to the daycare. Man, y'all, I'm standing outside the daycare. It's me and my mama. We at the daycare. And if y'all know anything about my mama, y'all know like this ain't finna be show and tell. So we get there. Now, man, y'all, they got like the little daycare bus. We see the kids getting off the bus, going to the daycare. So I'm like, I'm tracking her phone. They turn her phone off. He keeps telling her like every time she go with him, she's turn her location off or turn her phone off, period. Mind y'all, that's never been an issue ever. Like she's had a phone since she was 5 years old. Her location has always been on. She go with him, he never turns it off. It's never been an issue. Like the issue came when I moved. So I'm like, her location stopped moving 5 minutes ago, but she's moving in this direction, so I know she had to be coming here. So I get there. I'm like, so the police, I'm like, can y'all just even go see if she in there? So they're like, oh yeah, she in there. Y'all know you doing some when you got to sneak my baby in through the back. So they sneak my baby in the daycare through the back. Now, man, y'all, it's one of the workers study walking outside, you know, and all this, and I'm talking to the police, and I'm like, well, if she enrolled here, I didn't enroll her, I don't know. So the girl like, yeah, she is enrolled. You shut up before I slap out you. Like, it's cool to do with you. And then there's people that I went to high school with that work at this daycare, and they all looking out the window. I will slap every single last one of y'all, and I hope y'all watch this video. Never liked you, still don't, and if I ever see y'all outside.
And y'all still don't believe this woman is the toxic one in this whole situation. She is the bad seed in this whole situation. No 100 motherfuckers are catching strays.
The bystanders are catching
answering
strays.
truthfully. Hey, this kid is really registered here. Shut up, I'll punch you in your face. Yeah, get this child. Get the child, brother. Go, keep fighting for your child. Because if this is my baby mama, we going to court every day. You think cute? This is why he's fighting in 2 years.
I see why they snuck her in from the back.
Just being a baby mama. See, when a father is being good, they label him a baby mama. It's like when you're a good father and you care a lot, like you really care, you a baby mama. You know why? Because baby mamas typically are that type of way. And baby daddies are typically deadbeats. So when you're doing your job, you're a baby mama. So don't ever feel offended when a woman tells you you're acting like a baby mama. Thank you. Like, what does that mean? Like, it don't change my gender or nothing. It just means that you're doing your job. And I will be doing my job to the highest extent. I will exhaust my money dealing with like this. Because all I'm spending on, I don't buy nothing else. I don't buy clothes. I don't buy nothing else. I promise you. Right here will get every dollar from me. 100%. That's why I understand where he's coming from. And she's just trying to make it seem like she's not bitter, but it's giving bitter everywhere.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure when you have these custodial
battles.
Yeah, when you have these battles, and like she said, the kid was enrolled in this daycare, and they have to comply with the rules of the school. Right. The dad probably brought the court documents and says that she can be enrolled.
Which he has the right to do.
So it's like the mom is the only one in the wrong here, and the school probably called the bus driver.
You don't have to do it. Like,
hey, the mom is acting erratic. You're gonna have to sneak her in from the back. Because we don't want any issues.
Yeah, you threatening to fight people.
Like, even the bystanders, the teachers.
Even the people on the bus. Like, what?
I'm surprised that you didn't even catch the bus driver and yell at him for taking her there. And the whole time he's just doing his job.
And she say her mama on the same with her. So it's like, if we
nobody's holding them
I gotta hear the dude's side of the story. I got to hear this.
Like, how you mad?
I'm about to reach out. Oh my God.
Most people be mad that you leave their kid at home by themselves because they don't have nobody watching while you still at work. But you mad that he signed her up for a daycare where she's underneath good care. Like, there's no winning.
She has nothing bad. Winning. She has nothing physical. I promise you, right? A woman like this, if she knew anything dark about him to make him look terrible right now, she would have said it by now. She ain't it. Other than the fact that he ain't going for she doing. Other than, we don't know why he never get 3 weekends in a row. Show us the contract. Yeah. Because what the hell does this even mean?
Mind you, I'm thinking
it's my week. It's so confusing. Like, who knows if this is your week at this point? Like, where ain't you out of town? Like, what's going on really? Like, it just kind of seems a little. I'm trying to paint the narrative so I can be the good person when I'm telling this story. I want to know what the comments are saying. I gotta know.
Mind you, I was thinking like, why would he cut the location off? But then you mentioned that his other kids go to that daycare as well. Yes, you would not know. If you're acting like this, you would not know where my other children live. Well, they reside at. Like, what? This is how you're pulling up?
And 9 out of 10 times, that she's doing on her end that he has no clue about. Like, it's like the people who watch the children and all. Like, it's like, come on now. At the end of the day, you ain't got to be the person to sign a kid up to daycare. On that sheet that he showed them, you only have residential. And I know this for a fact. If you got 50-50 or shared parenting, you only get residential. That's only when residential changes hands. Like, it could be if the child's with you, you have residential, but we got to give at least one person. They got to give at least one person. Like, you got to be like, this person is in charge of school. You can't make two people in charge.
Yeah, the one that's the residential is the dad, because she
right now because she left. Right, because now she left and it flips. It just switches hands. That's how it shows that it never matters. Whoever the kid is with, that's who the residential parent is with. But by law, they got to pick one. You know what I'm saying? Because if it don't go to school, we only can blame. We got to blame you. We can't blame both of you because y'all not married. We got to blame somebody. So whoever take it, that's who to blame. But when it comes to putting them in daycare, obviously if he got full, because you're homeless, right? You're homeless on paper. So it's like he gets the right to do whatever he wants. Why is you coming up here? This is a conversation.
I cannot stand that when you got somebody like this that's about to mess it up. She about to mess it up for him, the baby girl, and the rest of his kids. Like, now nobody can go to daycare here. They don't understand what they're doing. Like, not only are you messing it up for your daughter, but you're gonna mess it up for my other children that go here because you're being disruptive. Like, and she doesn't care. She's thinking about one child while he got, what, 3?
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy that we see eye to eye on this. Usually we disagree when it comes to stuff like this. But
I think, because I'm seeing where it's coming from. She's trying to paint it like it has to do with the baby girl, but it sounds like she just really hates the wife, his new life. Oh, I built him up, and now, like, why did you have to say that? Sometimes I have to remind him. Maybe that's why he left. I mean, I'm just saying, you can't be with somebody and throw in your face everything that you've done.
Right.
And then after y'all break up, why are you still bringing up what you done for me? That was then. This is now.
So you only imagine when they was
living
together.
In the past.
You can only imagine it when they was together how many times he caught that straight. And I get it, men do it too, women do it. It's okay. It's a part of the process. But when you talking about like something that's old, like, come on now, let it go. It's okay. You got a driver's license.
To see
now
my daughter.
He can drive. Like, he can drive his trucks now. Now that's better for your daughter. You didn't do nothing that was just because it didn't benefit you don't mean it's a waste. But you did something that helps your daughter now, even though it helps his 2 kids and his wife as well. It doesn't matter. Your daughter is also a participant of the wealth that's coming in from that. So.
Yeah, she said all that to say, but now I put him on child support.
Right,
so
you was going to do that. That's a bitter baby mama move. Every time. I don't care what no woman say. You don't go look at no judge and tell him, I don't want to put a man on no damn child support. Then turn around and go do it if it ain't no. Like, come on, that's something to me. It's like, why did I put him the first time then? If he wasn't nothing and you was the breadwinner and you, why not put him on child support? Because isn't that technically why you put people on child support? It's because they're not carrying the load financially. Like, why does it have to do because I'm a breadwinner, blah, blah, blah. No, that's cap. You knew he was doing his part. And you was doing your part, and you look like you ain't want to be one of those baby mamas, because they also do get a bad stigma for being that baby mama who put the good dads on child support. That's why he never got child support. Let's be 100% real, because he already went through court, showed proof that he's not a bad person because he got visitation rights. He got his 50-50 like you. So, and then he didn't get some visitation right. He got 50-50 because you can't even leave the state without going to court.
Got Wednesday night and weekends.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got it. So it's like and in the summers, so it's like 50-50. I get what he's saying. It's like this is a product of bitterness. They gotta let that go.
Simple. So anyway, and I ain't gonna say no names because y'all know exactly who y'all is. Just put that like that. So, the police like, oh, like, calm down, all this. Like, y'all talking to me about my kid. Don't tell me to calm down. So now me and the police kind of like, I ain't gonna say we into it, but it's like he trying to calm me down. But at the same time, he like, I understand because I want to know where my kid is at too. So about 10 minutes later, my baby daddy pull up with his scary ass. So he pull up, they trying to like, they're like, oh, they trying to guard the door. But I'm not gonna run into no daycare. Because at that point, you feel me, trespassing. Yeah, I'm outside, but y'all don't control these motherfucking sidewalks. Simple. So, they like, oh, well, he has a paper manager. He ride around with a stack full of court papers. Who does that? Like, if you like that, you be in the wrong. That's just how I feel about that.
Thank God the world don't roll off of that, like, because that's not true. When fathers go to school, we gotta have documentations, but bro, women just don't understand what good father can go through at all. She's talking about he bring all his court papers because he know he being bad shit. No, it's because every time you try to go into a school that's your child, or every time you try to do anything that's your child, when your ass is not there, guess what they do? Because typically it falls into the mother's rights to do it. So naturally, when they see a father come in and try to pick up the child, if you didn't put him on the list or whatever happened, They gonna be like, well, we gotta get the mother's signature. But do you know what trumps a mother's signature and a mother's permission? These damn documents. I don't have to show them, oh, hey, the police coming saying that I don't supposed to have rights to my kids. Luckily, I got my documents. You gotta have your documents when you're dealing with a baby mama like this.
It just shows how many times he had to show it dealing with
Laminate them motherfuckers. Hang them up.
Like,
and take them everywhere.
He got to carry it everywhere he go. That means you must be bringing the drama
You're the
everywhere.
problem. Why
Like, I'm not in the wrong. It says it right here in the writing. I'm doing everything. I'm abiding by the law. She is lying. It's right here in ink.
Woo. I'm just saying, bro. Y'all gonna be like, Curtis, you taking it personal. Duh. Like, we've been here before. I want to educate the next people so they can understand too. Like, what you supposed to take it personal when you've been there? The hell?
She's making it sound so bad though. Like, so do you know if you do something wrong and he has the paperwork and it says that he's doing something he shouldn't be doing, that he would be in trouble?
Literally, I'm walking around with my rights to my children. Like, gonna get bashed for being that way too. Oh, guys, he's wrong. He got to carry his documents with him. Yeah, because you just so used to living freely with your children, you don't have to fight for your damn children like men have to fight. That's
now,
why.
every time you say, "Well, what improvement?" Where does it say that? Right here. I have it on me.
And she see me butthurt because you know what? If you don't got that paper, where else can you find it? The courthouse, and you got to go reprint them off, and it costs money and it takes time. Like, no, I'm gonna keep it with me, and I will advise to laminate it, my brother. Laminate so it can never get damaged.
So, all that go on, and the police like, well, I'm like, okay, well, y'all can just let her come outside for a second, whatever, so I can see what's going on. Man, y'all, I can hear her, like talking in the background like that. So I'm like, just let her come outside. They like, oh, he don't want her to come outside, and this, and that, and all that. So now I feel like everybody in the daycare, when they come outside, it's like they trying to with me. So it's like one lady come out, she like, oh, I blocked her car. Y'all, I swear to God on my brother, her car was not blocked in. I told her, I said, if you can't get out that park, your ass can't drive. Oh, I can drive. No, you can't drive. So I got in the car, she pulled the car out. I ain't even moved my car. So now at this point, with me, right? Okay, cool. So I'm like, at this point, I done came too far. I done spent too much money to go to jail. So at this point, I'm literally gotta talk myself out of acting like an idiot. Like, it was to the point, like, they wouldn't even let his kids come outside to get in the car until I left. That type of, like, it was just a lot going on, y'all. Like, a lot going on. Like, he used to, like, if he couldn't pick up, my grandma pick up, he'd pick up for my grandma, stuff like that, or whatever. Like, my grandma has always been the middleman if one of us couldn't do for each other or whatever. So it was one day he had his wife pick her up and take her to work with her, and she called me like, Mom, can you help me with my homework? Okay, so I'm helping her with her homework over the phone on FaceTime. Like, we on FaceTime. I'm at home and she in Chicago, and I'm helping on FaceTime. And then the phone hang up. So I'm like, damn, did her phone die? But my job, we got Life 360, so I see that her phone dead. So I'm like, okay. So she talked to me later, and she like, yeah, she called my daddy, and he made her turn my phone off so that you couldn't help me with my homework. Okay. So you feel me? I called her phone. If you ain't gonna let me talk to her on her phone that I pay for, y'all don't pay no bill, y'all ain't about the phone, none of that. I'm gonna call your phone. What we doing? You want to be involved? I'm gonna involve you as much as I can.
This part right here, I can respect her from, like, because that's up. Now, the wife, now, if you like that, because at the end of the day, she get rights to talk to her child every day. Every 24 hours is what the contract states, but you can do every 6 hours if you wanted to, but that's up. I ain't gonna lie.
This makes me think she only told the husband to do that because he probably tell her, like, don't even say nothing to her. Like, always go through me. So now it's like, well, because now she's like, well, I'm going to just get her involved. When probably you don't even know that your baby daddy probably told her, don't even speak to you. Because he know how you are. So that's why she probably called the husband instead of addressing it to your daughter. Like, I don't, want you on the phone while I'm at work or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's probably why she did that behind your back, because he's probably in her ear, like, don't even involve yourself. And look how you act when she do involve herself. So
yeah,
I don't agree.
It's messed up. At the same time, if this is the relationship y'all have, I'm not trying to hear that at work either. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, maybe later, maybe we can do this later, some other time. I don't know. I just feel like I still understand. Like, the wife, she was wrong, but that was the dad's decision at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? If you bash his wife all the time, of course she's not going to like you. I can't sit here and say she should be a bigger person in that situation. That was being big. She just told her to hang up the phone. You know what I'm saying? But don't act like, at the end of the day, whatever. Shout out to the wife, though, at the end of the day. She holding it down. At least she trying, because how you even get her number? At least she gave you her number. You can call her directly. Like, so that's just showing me that the wife is not the problem, bro.
I think the wife already knew that this creator was going to be offended that she picked her up from school and had her at her job. So just to avoid any
Because she
further
was already
drama,
saying, like, me and him usually do it. How
Yeah.
you know what we doing on my side? When I'm with my side, you don't know if it's me doing it or my woman doing it or whoever doing it. It don't matter. Whatever person in my village do it. We got to settle with whoever the hell you use.
maybe
You know what
they
I
did
mean?
it because she didn't want you knowing her location of her job. And this how you acting? You know what I mean?
Right.
People have reasons to do what they're doing.
Right.
And you're making it seem like, oh, well, you know, she should
You're
have
unhinged.
She
Yeah.
should have probably got on the phone and said something. He probably told her directly, and probably the court suggested as well. Don't say nothing. Do not say anything if this is
Right.
how this person acts.
And location is a privilege. You know, to know somebody, the kid's live location, the other parent don't have to honor that. You know what I mean? The other parent honors mine with my child, and I appreciate it. You know, she don't just turn it off. You know what I mean? But I don't make them uncomfortable to make them want to turn it off. You know, I'm not about to be, I'm going to beat her up, I'm going to beat him up. Then they're going to be
Yeah,
off.
you're
They
pulling
don't-
up at daycare. I don't think
saying,
anything's
like,
off the.
I'm turning it off. Even if you didn't turn mine off, I'm turning it off. Because it's like, I don't want her to know where my girl work at if she acting like this. Like, it's just crazy to me.
Part 6, and I'm gonna say this: his wife is scary, and this is needless to say, but I'm saying it anyway, just so the story makes sense. I beat the fuck out of her. It was a lot of years ago, like 10 years ago, but still, like, it is what it is, and it's still that whenever. So it was just like everything was just, you gotta think about it. It's just me. Y'all married, y'all got all going on. Not saying it's just me because it's my boyfriend, but it's like it's just me. And like, you know, like, I didn't want to involve him, period, because it's like this ain't to do with you, like nothing at all to do with you. So like that every time, like, and it was like it was going so slow because you want to email. Just pick your fucking phone up and talk, or pick, you know, text message or whatever. Or my thing was, even if we do talk on the phone, I'm texting a summary of what we just talked about on the phone. Simple. Now my thing is too, like, this all could have been resolved before we even did all this. So now it's time to turn in like our affidavits for like child support and all this and all that. I turn in everything. Like, y'all gotta think about it. I'm moving on pace because I'm trying to get over with. Everybody else dragging their feet because as long as the case is open, it benefit everybody else. Like, even the lawyers. Like, as long as we keep going to court, like, even if we filing small motions in between court, you go to court, you got to pay for that. Every time you go to court, you're getting billed. And especially if it's both of the lawyers, your ass is getting billed. If it's just, you know, at first, because the jail didn't come into play until like February of 2026. So we went from November to February just paying all lawyers. Then February to our last court date was just June 23rd. We paying 2 lawyers. So I'm turning in my papers. He dragging his feet with his papers. Whatever. So every time we go to court, they like, oh, you know, the child turning this, the child turning that. They like, oh, you know, next court day we're gonna have everything again. Oh, next court day we're gonna do this. Next court day we're gonna do that. Just prolong. So I already know my baby daddy. Like, you said you would never put me on child support because I'm not that type of person. I don't from you, literally. So now I know he thinking like, damn, like, really gonna put me on child support and they finna whack your ass. And it's like, I'm the type of person, like, at the end of the day, you still my daughter daddy. Fortunately, like, I know that. There's nothing we can do about it now. And it's like, it just was what it was. And it wasn't even my doing. That's how the judge felt. The judge felt like that. I feel like that too. Like, he on my team at this point. So the case just going on. So let's go Christmas. He like, okay, well, because the schedule was crazy for Christmas. It was like, I can't even remember. Like, I don't even remember. Like, it was 6 months ago. I don't know. But she ended up coming home. Like, we end up just like kind of like modifying our schedule to where she came home for like a week or two, like 9 days or something like that. And then she had to go back to Chicago. But it's like certain stuff like he wants to do what he want to do when he want to do it. Like, if I would have been like, oh yeah, let's swap off these days, this and that, he would have been like, no, I ain't doing it. But because that's what he want to do, you know, whatever. But I'm like, let me talk to my daughter first to see what she want to do, because I feel like at this point, if she don't want to do it, I'm not making her do it, you know, whatever. She like, mommy, I want to come home. So when she came home, she thought she was coming home to stay home. So when I took her back to Chicago, y'all, she was dragging feet. Like, mommy, I don't want to go. She, the last couple of days, as it's winding down, she whining, you know, like, oh, I don't want to go. Like, you know, just all type. And I'm like, I'm going to have to put my baby in therapy because y'all, like,
it's toxic. So instead of sitting there saying, teaching her, because if y'all don't see the toxicness, it's gonna make me mad. Like, honestly, it's gonna really make me mad. I can't even have these type of conversations with people who not really trying to see the whole thing. It's like, in this moment, the daughter is only telling you, and I know this because I have children. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear. Get straight to daddy house, have a ball, and then tell you, because they know you don't like that they miss you. And that they've been waiting to come home this whole time. The whole time she's been having a ball. Unless she's actually telling you real examples of why she do not want to go, meaning somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing. Why do we need therapy? It's just another way of manipulation. You're trying to manipulate this little girl to believe that you need therapy without mommy. That's all I'm hearing. You need therapy when you go to daddy house. Why? What did he do? Like, let's be for real. What did he do? Nothing. Nothing up until now. I've been waiting to hear it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. He did do and said nothing of the sort of something wrong with the kid. Maybe he just cheated on her and that was just the whole case. And now she mad as hell still. She giving off bitter, bro. It's not giving off. I want what's best for the child. And that's the only reason you take somebody to court. That's the only reason you gotta go like this. It's like, if you don't need my money, then why are you taking? Okay, cool. Y'all out of state, you living out of state, you're gonna need child support eventually because now I can't be there for my child. But that's what's making the man upset. Because it's like, why would you put me in a situation where now it's looking as though I need to pay child support because I can't physically be there? So you're complaining about all the hours you gotta drive back, but it's okay when it's his turn. It's okay when you get your whole kid to yourself. Now he gotta do it. It's okay. Now you can tell your daughter, like, oh, if your dad wanted to come, he would. Well, if you want to come, you would too. If you wanted your daughter to truly be happy and have both of y'all, you wouldn't have moved 9 hours out of the way. Like, you're putting a lot of stress on random people like your boyfriend to be there for your child. And I'm not saying men shouldn't be there for the children if they're there for the mother, because that's just a part of the whole thing. It's a whole part of the ecosystem. I get it. But you subtracting a father that wants to be there, crazy. I wouldn't even allow that in my own damn house. Like, even if, like, with my own woman. I'm not allowing that. The hell? And I don't think no man should. If a man is trying to be in his child's life and your woman is sitting there pulling him away because she just don't want him to be there because of whatever stupid reason it is, because it's nothing serious, because he has rights. And I say that a lot because you got to go through a lot to get rights to your children. So it's like, what is the problem? Let's just be real. What is the problem? Nothing, other than the fact that she wanted her way and she's trying to say that it's because he wanted his way. His way is wanting his child. What the hell is your way? I'm curious. He gets it once in the summer. So the 3, 4, 5 months, whatever, for school, I don't get to see my child. And I got to be the one driving 9 hours because we know you're not going to drive. It's like, it's just hell nah. Hell nah. Hell to the no. You telling me you came to the city one time and didn't even want to give the child the opportunity. You gave the child the opportunity to see the dad, but you never took him. So that just tells me if we went back your contract and didn't go to the court, then you can come in town whenever you want instead of letting me see my daughter knowing I ain't seen her in 3 weeks and I don't get to see her to that next 4th week. You just gonna not let me see her that week either. Like, why not? You're not thinking about what's best interest of the child. If I'm close to the other parent, not even close like me and the parent close, but if I'm in driving distance of this other parent, why would I drop my child off? I know your dad week next week, but we here this week. Let's go see him. Like, because you want what's best for the child, right? Come on, anybody in the audience right now, Messy family. If you want what's best for the child, what in the hell would you do in this situation? Somebody else let me know. Y'all full of therapists and all that. Some of y'all figured out life way better than me. How about y'all let us know what you would do in a situation like this?
If you know your kids and you know how your kids act on a normal day and you see them going, like we both going, and you see how she act like that, you can just tell, like, I'm really finna have to get my baby a therapist because there's a lot on her. Like, she being held, I ain't gonna say held against her will, but held against her will just because of her daddy want to be daddy, like on some. And like one of my cousins, he would only talk to one of my cousins, like stuff like people telling like, let that baby go home with her mama. Like, it's not that serious. Like, you act like she moved to a different country or something. That's not what's going on. Like, he not trying to hear none of that. And I feel like, my personal opinion, I feel like he be trying to make himself look like more than what he is for somebody else or for the internet. Like, bro, I know you, been knew you. I feel you might have grown as a person, but you're gonna always be the same when it come to me. Like, that is just what's going on. It's like, it was no conversation. Like, I ain't gonna say no conversation, but everything was through email. And it's like, when he emailed me, you could tell he using like chat or something like that to talk, because you're not even smart enough to even talk like this. You like that. But it's like, at the same time, I'm still treating your ass in email. I don't if who read these? I don't care about court, none of this. And then they tried to make us talk through this thing called Our Family Wizard. I'm like, I'm not talking through that. Like, we don't even talk enough to be doing all this. So we were supposed to do that, our initial court, like our first court go round in however many years ago that was. But we never used it. We end up, actually being cool after the first court date. The first time we went to court, not first court date or whatever. So I had to, when it was time for me to make the little account or whatever, because they was like adamant in court, like, she haven't even made this, she haven't even signed up for it, all that. So I'm like, okay, let me sign up. Because now they talking about holding me contempt because I don't want to use the app. So I'm trying to, use the app. They saying like, you already got an account. I'm like, whatever. So it took a long, I had to even call like the customer service, all that, switched over, all this. Like, y'all, it was so going on. Now, after like the holiday, start kind of like dying down a little bit, because it's like, that's all he really care about. Like, he kind of just care about the holidays or whatever. Like, when they take their family pictures, they want my daughter to be in their pictures, and I don't get about stuff like that. Like, do your family, like, if that's what y'all gonna do. I'm not no bitter ass baby mama, but it's like, you make me not like you. Like, I don't like none of y'all, none of them, nobody, even kids, don't care. Yeah, y'all like them, my kids, siblings like that, but don't like them, don't care. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but this is my story. This is my life, not y'all's. Custody battle parts 7.
And now I see why they waited till you left to bring their kids out of the daycare.
She don't like the kids.
What
She
did
don't
the
like
kids
his
do?
kids. She don't like this family. She don't like nothing.
And then you mad that they taking family photos. Ain't that his child? Like, you gotta be evil person.
I feel bad for him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel bad for
And
the
then I
baby
can only
daddy.
imagine if your daughter was excited to see her father, and this is the way you acting. You would have lost your mind.
You see,
You happy to go to your daddy house. And most people, she's talking about how her boyfriend, she don't really got him involved with what's going on. But that should be a red flag. He should be your support system, because your main issue is that your baby daddy got a supportive person in his corner.
right?
And it sounds like you just offended. It's like, you should want more stability. If you are going back and forth out of town because you have clientele, wouldn't you want your daughter to stay in one place? He got a wife. There's other kids there. It's probably more structured.
It's not about the kid. I think we already established.
But I'm saying,
this
like,
is not about the child.
Yeah,
this has nothing to do with the child.
But it's like, don't. And then 9 times out of 10, the kids is gonna want to go where there's less, like, not structure, but less
discipline.
Yeah, less discipline. Where
Let's
it's more
be real.
fun at. So you got 2 parents in the house, his wife, the dad, other kids. Right, it's other kids. So your kids gonna be more in line because they can't get away with more stuff. You are saying, oh, my kid can run outside. I don't even gotta watch him. And like, come on now, like, let's do what's best for the kids. And I get, as a mom, like, I would be devastated if my kid had to go elsewhere. But if it was better for them and more structured, and I'm traveling anyway because I have clientele,
right?
Where is it going wrong at? I know it looks bad, I guess, in society when the mom doesn't have custody of the kid. But if it's the best for the kid to be with their father, then that's what it is. You gotta not go with what the world sees as what's right, but what works for you. So even if you do have to give the dad more rights, it don't matter what anybody else say about it. If that's the right thing that's supposed to be, that's whatever's right for the child. So it just seems like she just has a lot of built up resentment. She even said she fought the wife, and you wonder why she cut off the phone. Like, if you fought me, why would I want you to know where I work? But like, she's like slowly giving us what we're looking for. Like,
right.
So why did she do that?
Reading in between the lines really helped, because if you just listening to the story, you're gonna be like, yeah, he ain't like, he should be giving her less slack and nah. But
right, he not for wanting to be a father.
See, this is, man, I don't make no excuse for men who don't be in their children's lives at all at the end of the day, because it's going to be a challenge. You're going to have your challenges with being in your children's life. Nobody's going to get that easy access unless you're married. And that's why in the Bible, everybody tells us to get, that's why you probably should, actually. If you don't know, if you don't believe in nothing, just believe that it's less headache, all right? Because at the end of the day, man, this is what you end up with. You end up in a situation like this. Like, the more the story goes on, we're starting to realize who the real villain is in this story. And I know this is her story time, but that never saves nobody on this channel. I don't care if it's your story, another story. If you're wrong, be wrong to me. Yeah. And I'm not going to just say you right because it's your story time and I should be respected. You're wrong. ass wrong. And we cannot pretend like we're not. If you're really reading between the lines, let me know what y'all feel like. Why do y'all feel like the child doesn't want to go with the father? I'm just curious. Why do you feel like the child always, and I'm not going to say why I think anymore with Tori, but why do y'all feel that way? Why do y'all feel like the child just wants to be with the mom and not the father? If the father haven't done anything wrong that she even expressed, like, you know she'll tell because she's telling everything petty. Why not drop the fire? Why not send it straight to hell with what he did? She can't. It's nothing there. She's not going to just lie. I give her that. But it is fabrications throughout this process that makes the story seem more like you're trying to make it seem, and this is what I'm getting. I feel like she's trying to get it to the point that she's trying to make us see that, the daughter don't want to be there, and that the daughter doesn't love her father is what she's trying to tell us. It's low key without saying it out loud. But that's not the truth. The child is going to tell you what you want to hear. And if you over here believe in children, that's why courts don't take children's admission seriously. Because the kid could have just had one conversation with you last night that could have completely changed their whole trajectory of what they wanted to do. And that's why the courts don't take the kids seriously. It's not because they don't consider their feelings. It's because they don't understand their damn feelings.
Right.
Mama let me do everything I want. Is that something she gonna tell the judge? I want the judge to ask her, why do you want to go live with your mom compared to your dad? That's the question we should ask her. Because when you see the difference and the reason why, it's gonna be something like, well, my dad don't let me do, because they're kids. My dad just more stricter. I got to go to sleep at 9:30 every day there. My mom let me go outside and play by myself, but my dad, he feels like I got to go outside with supervised visitation with somebody with me. And that's why. Not because, oh, my dad just abuses me. No, it's not that. That's not what she's saying. She's not going to say that, is she? No, she's going to say exactly what I said. It's going to be something that mom does better than dad. And it has nothing to do with the parenting skills. Like, all right, dads take on a bigger, sacrifice to me because we got to teach you how to survive. A lot of women ain't going to do it, especially when the father's there. They're going to just let you like how she's doing it. Why would I be the mean parent and teach you discipline during my time when I can just let you do whatever you want and then allow your dad to continue doing that lesson stuff? Because kids don't realize it now, but when they get older, they're going to respect the parent that actually gave.
Yeah.
All this being free and going outside and doing whatever you want to do, you're going to be complaining about when you get older. You're going to be like this. Get ready. My mom and dad never sat down with me and did my homework with me. My mom and dad never cared. They never really made me feel like I needed to be in a house and take things seriously. They just let me do whatever I want to do. And that's what I hated about my parents, is that they didn't care enough to actually move with intention towards me, towards my future. They just said, whatever you want, you can do. And while they were just doing whatever they wanted to do. But the person who steps up and teaching you, it's going to be tough for that person because they got to teach you the hard too. They're not going to just teach you the easy stuff. And that's what's going to make you as a kid not want to be around your father, because your father is the disciplinary one, not the abusive one, the disciplinary one. He's more consistent with his actions. I'm not saying women are not. It's just when they got a man that can, when they got a baby mama, baby daddy type of dude, like he's a baby mama type of baby daddy, like she refers him to be, then she feels as though I don't have to do that. Let him do it since he's the baby mama, since he want to be the nourisher and disciplinary. But that's how you got to be when you a father, when the mom want to be, There's no balance. But this is the price we pay for the sin we commit, all right? But I'm just telling y'all how to balance that. You got to be who you are. When I had short time with my children, I still was, and one of my children, not all my children, one I ever had this issue with, but I still made sure that I was teaching my child. I was not about to just let it be like, oh, I only get you a little time right now because of whatever the rights are, that I'm not going to be the dad I'm supposed to be. I'm just going to start doing everything nice because mama's saying when you come home, we're going to have ice cream parties ready for you. No cap. I'm not lying. This is not exaggerated. So that's how I know for a fact. It's like they're going to make it seem like when you come home, it's going to be a big party waiting for you. We cannot wait. I'm going to miss you so much. That's manipulation. Send those kids off with the have fun with your father. That's your dad. If you saying that's still my child's dad at the end of the day, then let's live by it. When you send her off, don't say nothing negative. Say, listen, it's going to be a good time. You're just your dad. That's it. Because it ain't about nothing else, right? It's just about the fact that you want to move and he ain't want you to move, right? So if he's a good dad, then let's keep it at that. Let's feed the kid good energy, because when they get older, they're going to start to look at that. The reason why my dad is because my mama, and I have cousins that said this. My mama convinced me that it was like a game to beat my dad in court, and that we win if she win, we win. That's what y'all make it seem like. And I heard this from my own little cousin's mouth, who can't see her father, that her mom was able to beat out in court because the kids got up there and lied and said that he did X, Y, and Z, and she admitted that she lied. Not to the courts, to me, to the family. Just because as she got older, she admitted it. She didn't know when she was a kid that this was going to keep her away from her father for the rest of her life. And I feel like this is the same replaying in a watered down method, in a way. And it doesn't do nothing but hurt the kid, because now my little cousin's running around here all type of confused, all type of broken, all type of just, you know how it is to grow up with no father. Let's not pretend. Women always act, and man, we gonna go on the Patreon. I ain't gonna really get too much in on this because let's just let her tell the rest of her story. But right there, I feel like more people need to wake up to, because it's not cool what y'all hearing her say. This is not cool at all, and she's not in the right to me.
I think 7. I'm gonna fast forward to like ending a little bit, like the court case kind of coming to an end, because after the holidays and stuff, it kind of down a little bit. It was still like little, like, oh, email me this, or I that type of stuff. And then he's the type, like, my daughter's birthday April 20th, his son birthday somewhere around there, I don't know when, but like within that same week or something like that. And he always try to throw them a birthday party together. Mind you, my daughter is, I think, 6 years older than his son. Give her own birthday party. Not that it's my business, but that's just not what I would do. But stuff like that. So he always, every year, he always try to alter our weekends so that he can have her when she, have her the weekend of his birthday, so whatever, however that go. So that was a thing. And it was like, we trying to call the lawyers, because I'm like, you've never had her 3 weekends in a row. Mind you, her birthday always fall, it's April, so it's be like Easter. He had Easter this year, and he had the weekend before Easter. And then she was supposed to come back, on our side. So he basically like, well, you're not even here, so why do it matter? It don't matter. That's still not your weekend. I know if she got to go with my uncle. Not really, but she go with my grandma. But it don't matter who she with. It's not your time. So that became a thing. So now he leave her at school one day, basically saying like, it's your mom day to pick you up, because he was trying to alter the schedule so that he can have her on the weekend of their kid's birthday or whatever the case may be. And I know that because this is an every year thing. It's just being in agreement sometimes, like, oh, she can go, or whatever. But it's like, now you want to play court games, I have nothing for you. I don't want to switch days with you, switch weekends with you. I don't care. And that was like the last like big thing that we had. And it's like, we calling the GAL because he's the one who know all this. And I got on the phone with the GAL. He basically told me like, what y'all got going on outside of whatever it is that he's involved in, he don't care. So many words. That's exactly what he said. Like, it's all at this point, like, y'all will figure it out. So the weekends end up being altered. Like the whole April and like the beginning of May was just like turmoil, because it's like my grandma called her like, this is what I'm, known the schedule to be. What do he got going on? And it's like, I can't tell you what he got going on because I don't know. Like, I'm calling my lawyer, they calling the GAL. The GAL not answering, because you got to think about it. It's Easter weekend. He got kids. He traveling, doing whatever he was doing. So he not really worried about what he got going on, which I felt like was kind of petty, because it's like, we're paying you and you can't even answer your phone for 2 seconds to say who right and who wrong. But all in all, I end up being right. Anyway, you don't get 3 weekends in a row, all that. And that's what he was like, oh, it's never said that in the paper. We ain't never did that. So why do you need a paper to say that? So the GAL ended up telling me like, like, you right, like, you don't do no 3 weekends in a row. And the judge gonna tell you that, like, like, he can fight all day. He just gonna be fighting. Like, stop petty. Like, what it is and what it ain't. Like, let's be for real. So that was April. So we coming to the end of the court dates now. And I want to say our court date that was in May. So my lawyer, he ended up double booking himself for the court date. So we had court, I think, at like maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock. Now imagine, I'm Eastern time, Chicago Central time. So I'm an hour ahead of y'all. So I'm waking up, making sure early as hell, making sure that, everything going on for court. Me and my lawyer talk every time a little briefly before court, whatever. And he like, I emailed all the lawyers and let them know that I might be late, to court about 10-15 minutes because I got another case. Okay, cool. He ended up literally coming back in the case like 5 minutes before the case was over. So his lawyer like, I got to jump on another case at such and such time. I can't wait that long. So that case, nothing got squashed. That was supposed to be our last court date, or second to last court date. So it's like that even prolonged it. So because I'm like, what, bro, like, you had a job. Y'all was waiting on the translator. While y'all was waiting on the translator to get that, you could have been in this court case get solidified. So after they give us another court date, which was the June 23rd court date, I'm in a gym one day and he texts me like, can we have a conversation? Mind y'all, he want to email about everything else. So I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, my baby daddy texts me, he like, you know, like about what? So he like, you know, about court, like I'm trying to get over with this and that. Oh, really? Are you? Okay. So I text back, and I, you know, he got an Android, I got an iPhone, so I could see that he's reading my messages. So it's like, I guess by the way that I responded, he kind of like, nah, I ain't even gonna do it. So I don't remember if I double text him, but like, what is it that you want? Like, what are we talking about? Like, let's get over with. So he basically like, you know, like we could come up with our own schedule and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And he had to have his child support papers and everything turned in this court date. Like, it was nothing else to talk about. So he like, oh, you know, we could just settle it outside, this and that. And my lawyer was telling me like the possibilities of the child support payments and all this and all that, especially like with the type of job he got. So my thing is, I told him like, I don't even care about child support. Whatever y'all gonna do it, because it's like at the end of the day, I still gotta take care of my kid by myself. And it just was what it was. Like, I'm not a bitter ass person. Like, I don't really from you, but now it's like you trying to take everything from me. So now, yeah, let's do it. So he basically like want to opt out of court. Like, I'm tired of doing it. I'm spending so much money. This and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how it's irritating me, because it's like now we go based off your emotions, like your emotions. Like, when you want to do it, we do it. Oh, when you want to opt out, oh, now you want to opt out. Oh, can we just come up with a schedule? Y'all, we come up with the same schedule that we made up before we even went to court. So I'm irritated on the phone call. We got on the phone for about an hour and a half, and I'm telling him like, we could have did all this without spending so much money. And it's like, now your thing is, oh, you know, I'm spending too much money. This is your money. What about me? And it's like, you always want to try to get me the short end of the stick so you could look like the better person. That's cool. Look like whoever you want to be. But I know who you is. Like, I know what's going on for real. So we come up with the agreement and all that, or whatever the case may be. Okay, custody battle part 8. This might be the last, possibly the last part. But yeah, we get on the phone, we iron everything out, literally the same exact schedule as before. And then right after the next day after we got done doing all the schedule and all the child support, like we came with our own child support number, all that. The very next day, they called me like, yeah, you know, they decided in your favor, you know, you're going to be able to take your daughter home, all that, which I knew already because the GAL was kind of like hinting at it, like, you know, like, I don't have no issue with her going home and, you know, whatever. So he let her go home. And they start just like, oh, you sign this paper, do this, we got to put this in right, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do that. Okay, that's cool. But now it's like the agreement was, because when they said that, I'm like, okay, she been there for 7 months. I'm gonna go get my baby when she got out of school, and I'm gonna bring her home. So he like, well, I'm not okay with her going home for the summer. Why not? You didn't have her for 7 months. Well, she's been in Chicago for 7 months. So I'm like, you know, whatever. So, you know, now that's kind of like a back and forth thing. Like, so the GAL, what they was gonna do was make her stay in Chicago for the rest of the summer and then come home when it was time to go to school. I'm not going for that, because she been gone for 7 months. I'm not gonna make her do a whole June, a whole July, and then come home. No, she ready to go home, and I'm ready for her to go home. Like, I'm ready for it to be over. I'm not doing it. So she came home all June. She went back. She was supposed to go with him July 6th to August 1st. She started school here August 5th. So I don't know. Like, she just came home last week. She been home about a week now. Yeah, about a week. But it's like, everything is him is like, oh, I don't have the money to do this. I don't got the money to do that. While she here, she got to go to summer camp. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. I don't give a what you got to pay for. Like, why is that my issue? So she ended up going back to Chicago. She was with him. Literally, he called me like, well, before we even left Georgia, he had texted her and asked her, you know, what you want to do for the summer. Do you want to stay at home with your mama, or do you want to come to Chicago? I'll come to Chicago for a little while, but I want to stay at home. But he never said like, oh, you could just stay at home with your mama. We get all the way to Chicago, and he like, oh, you could have stayed at home with your mama. We don't know what's going on. Y'all don't know what's going on. You never going on. So it's like, what is the difference in a going on now and a going on then? Like, so he like, well, I'm gonna just keep her for a week or two and then I'm gonna bring her home. Y'all, she just came home last week. She was supposed to be with him till August 1st. So it's like you study going to court that you not even holding your end of the deal for. And that's how it's irritating, because it's like, not that I want her to be away, but it's if that's what y'all gonna do it. Because then, like, I can't really get no say so in if I'm gonna make her come home or not. But it's like, she's supposed to be with you for however many days. Now, we ain't going on, and she go to summer camp. I gotta pay for her every week, this and that. So I guess to get out of paying for summer camp every week, he just brought her home.
I mean, which in sense, women don't understand. I keep saying this, but you just put a man on child support and expect him to do the same thing he's been doing. He's been paying for her to go to summer camp and all. Why is he on child support? I feel like the move was just to get child support at this point. Like, it was always in the plans to get child support. It's like, what did you expect? Now he can't spend time with her. And it's not saying I do it. Listen, I pay my child support and I still spend time with my kids, and I still outside child support. So I'm not even telling y'all not to pay your child support. But guess what my attorney told me? I ain't got to get outside to give you child support when it comes to everything. So when you thinking, be very cautious. You know, I'm not saying don't put people on child support, but if you end up with $200 a month, or, you know, 100, I get 400. You end up with that, that's what you get. And everything I still do for my child, I do, but you can't call me for nothing else. You know what I mean? And I feel where he's coming from in a sense is like, damn, I gotta pay you child support and still do all of these financial shits, and on top of still provide for everything she needs. My thing is this: why are we giving you child support in general? Why are you getting child support if he's doing everything? If he's been doing stuff. Now we're admitting that he's been paying after you already got child support and everything went in your favor. It's like, damn, boy, this is exhausting me. I'm starting to get bags under my eyes just watching. This is stressing me.
I'm not gonna lie. I see her frustration now. Because he just did all of that, dragged it on for months. One more court date left. And now he's like, you know what? Let's toss it out. Let's just do what we agreed in the first place. I see the frustration. She says, we do everything verbally, and then he'll just take me to court. And then what, nothing gets solved? And then they just like had a disagreement about the summer thing. And he's like, you know, I still want my summers actually. And now you're complaining when you're about to get the summer, and now it's like, oh, but I have to pay for summer camp. They agreed on the child support number, by the way, too. That's what
there's no agreement on that.
No, I'm saying at the end they said let's drop the courts and let's, you know, have our own written statement and agree on it. And
that's called mediation.
Yeah, they agreed on it. They said they agreed on a number. Him and her agreed on a number, and also he still wants the summer. So now that she's like, okay, you can get her for the summer. Now he's like, well, actually, I don't want to have to pay for summer camp, so she could just stay home. It's like, now that she's like agreeing with them, now it's an issue. But when she was fighting against it.
But this is what happens though. When you put a man on child support, this tends to happen.
But I'm like,
you taking him out the house.
Saying, he
like,
already,
you don't have to go make more money. You won't be able to spend as much time with her as much as anymore.
I'm saying, he already knew that.
On top of giving you child support.
Right. He already knew that. And she said, okay, well, I want to keep her for the summer then because you had her all this time. And he said, well, no, I still want her for the summer. And then later said, you know what, actually, I don't want to have to pay for summer camp. So you could just keep her. After her already like going back and forth with him about wanting to keep her for the summer. So now she's like, you know what? Okay, you go to your dad's for the summer. Now he's like, well, actually, you could just keep her because I don't want to have to pay for summer camp. So it's like, it's a tug and pull type of situation. Now that she's letting go of the rope, he's like, wait, hold on.
Ain't no letting go of the rope. She won.
Right, but I'm saying she's like, you know what? You can keep her for the summer. That's what we just went back and forth about. But now it's like, actually, never mind. Mm-hmm. But the thing about court, I don't know if you know this, but even if you have a court document and the dad's supposed to get him every other weekend, if he doesn't, he's not going to get any consequences.
No.
So if one day he just say, you know what, I don't want to show up.
And you can't say that because he didn't come, that he can't get him next time because he forfeited his time. He can forfeit all the time he wants and still get him. That's how the visitation is work. It's to protect the father, not the mother. Right. It's our visitation rights. Only thing that we have to do is pay child support. So it's like, yeah, I mean, you've been playing back and forth ping pong all this time. You get exhausted mentally. Yeah. It's like you got to give him credit for putting up the fight in the beginning. And at the end of the day, he still got what he said he was going to do. He said that they was going to go to court for that, and they went to court for that. And he put what she was saying that she was going to do behind the scenes, he got on paper. So it's not a loss to him. At the end of the day, I'm not taking your word, somebody who just moves whenever they feel in some way, and then thinking then you over here manipulating the child in a sense, like, hell no, I'm not trusting that either. I'm taking you to court. So he won in that sense, but what he didn't expect was child support. But we already know. Men know. We getting hit with child support as soon as we go to. It's just simple as that. So it's not. I don't think
And I
it was
think
that. It's just more like, damn, you trying to tell me that my daughter don't want to come over here? Look at the mind game. Let's look at it. Read between the lines for a second. You telling me my daughter don't want to be here, and that she don't want to come home and come with me, and only when I'm doing stuff that she feels like that's the. You know why he feels that way? It's because every time they go home, they doing some with the little time that they spend with their mama. And am I saying it's his fault? Yeah, it's just she's setting unrealistic fucking standards for this child to the point that the child feels like I don't want to go over daddy house because daddy ain't going outside. He ain't doing all this extravagant because he can't afford it. Because guess what? Dad got to pay child support. Dad got to also pay bills for everybody else and also help your mama pay her bills in a sense. And they don't ever use the child support for the kid. Like, let's just be real. It's never been used for the kid. Everything you do around the kid is for the kid, technically, but we send it for the kid. But it's like it never gets used on the kid. So then when the kid come to our house, guess what? They don't have clothes, shoes. Like, why don't they have a, like, why, if we so care for the kid, if I'm giving you money, why not it over with her? Why not like that? You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is crazy. Like, I still agree with him and I'm on his side at the end of the day because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be mad that he stay with your mama because he just spent 7 months with her. So what we trying to say? He a deadbeat?
no, but that was the issue. She was saying you just had her for 7 months, so I want her for the summer. He's like, no, I
Right.
still want my summers. And then when she's like, okay, well, I'm on my way. Now she's at the
A
door.
month later. A month later. Not I'm on my way. Not he had the child. The child left for the whole June, and then she tried to bring him back sometime in July. So it's like, yeah, at this point, it's like we ain't going on July, August, school start. Like, what else we, man, if y'all don't start learning how to read between the damn lines, I don't care how it ends. At the end of the day, this up. At the end of the day, it's all because she wanted to move. I never had doubt in my mind that she was going to get custody of the child because she's not. That's who always get custody, the woman, in a sense. That's who always get the right to, you know, at the end of the day, he could have fought it. It could have been some plan, but she would have ended up being residential parent. I mean, in a sense, or maybe he would have, they would have been just fighting for who is residential during the school year. That's it. At the end of the day. So he just, you know what? You win. I done had her for 8 months. She missed you, whatever the case may be. You just hell to deal with. Take her for the summer. And I'll just, you know, get her to the next summer. But look what that does. It takes her, now she going to be with you for 12 months and not even see, there's no winning in it. So it's not like she thinking like, oh, I won. I win. No,
And then
y'all
it
lose.
makes me think
Everybody
that
lose.
she even wanted her for the summer because now it's the issue when you got her. So it's kind of like, I feel like y'all using the kid as a pawn.
Right.
And
it's time to wrap the story up. And there's 20 more minutes left on this story, but I'm wrapping it up right now. Because at the end of the day, we see what happened. She win the case, great. The kid stays with her, but at the end of the day, the child loses at the end of the day. Nobody wins. The child doesn't win, so nobody wins at the end of the day. And it's just like, damn. And that's what I told you, like the psychology behind it. Like she's the person who always look good. Because why would I feel like my daughter don't want to be here when I don't know what's going on? Read between the lines. Instead of trying to be quick to say, oh, he just a deadbeat. He about this dude a deadbeat. About this dude, somebody who don't care about his child and ain't did nothing to his child. She would have said it. She said all the that he did. Why not say the big things if he hit her and stuff? He's saying she said it. He said she did that and she admitted to it. Like, ain't no, it's just crazy. I feel bad. I think I'm more triggered because I've also been a kid in this situation. Just being a parent in this situation, I was ready for that because I was a kid, and, you know. But it's like I know one thing: don't give up. Don't give up, brothers. Don't give up when it comes to this fight. And I say brothers because we the ones who have to fight. Women don't have to fight for their children. Even if they are deadbeat mothers who drop them off and don't want to spend no time with them and rather just go out the state and have fun and do whatever for 7 months. So what? They get the right at the end of the day. We the ones who got to fight. We fight it, not them. So remember that every time when you in court. You're not fighting. She's not fighting you. You're fighting her for this. You need this. Because once it's done, now you have a plan that she cannot break. And you see she tried to break the plan the first time. Somebody I warned him. How the hell? It don't matter if you warn me. The fact is, you're supposed to not only just warn me, you're supposed to tell the courts and we're supposed to know where you live. I need your address. Not just, oh, I'm busy moving 6 to 94 days. Like, come on now. And of course, as a man, I'm going to feel a way about it because I hate seeing men go through it. I hate seeing my little brothers go through it. I hate seeing everybody go through it. I hate going through it. I don't go through it now because I figured it out and I'm trying to tell y'all. And y'all not listening. And some of y'all don't listen. Y'all don't want to go tell this to y'all sons. Like, I know y'all women think y'all got it figured out, but you don't want to go tell your son another man figured out that can help him get custody of his children and be in his child's life. And I still pay child support. It's okay. Pay your little child support because it's a benefit to me. I give you this $400 every month and I do what I do. Still, I never tell my child like, oh, I'm not going to do this and do that because, you know, I give your mom child support. I learned from the previous men of generations not to ever bring up. But I do let my daughter know like, hey, you know, I am contributing on that side as well. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm doing this, your mom could do something too, because I gave her some money to make sure it's get. I'm gonna make sure she know, because you're not about to pretend like I'm not. And I feel where he's coming from too. It's like, damn, y'all gonna have to pick, because sometimes men make your ass pick. You want child support? Cool. Here you go. I'm paying child support. You can't never call a deadbeat or nothing if if he paying for him financially. I couldn't be there for him because I had to go work. What can you say? Oh, you could have did something. Curtis did it. Yeah, I do it, but it's hard as fuck. It's not easy. You wanted to be on social media. You got to be 1099. You got to find something to do that can keep you around your children, that you don't have to sacrifice time because of the money you got to pay for all your kids. Like, and I'm not saying this. I'm not using excuses. I'm just saying. But that's all I got to say at the end of the day. Shout out to. I don't got no shout out to the situation. Usually I end up with the little script.
I would just say to avoid all of this, sit down with your other person that you had a child with, get it written in paper. It don't have to be dragged out if you guys can come to an agreement. It's only dragged out and costs a lot of money if you guys are going back and forth and it's a battle. Keep it all about the kids. Don't let it be biased at all. And yeah, I wish you guys the best. Court is never fun.
Wish you the best. If you're a father out there, if you know a father out there who can't see his child, make sure you let him know to go to court and get visitation rights. Because as long as he don't have no crazy felonies that harms children or anything that's crazy, he can go fight for his child, man. I'm just being honest. I'm not talking about misdemeanors. I'm talking about like real child endangering like stuff. I can't say that too loud, but y'all know what I'm saying. You got a chance in court, man. Don't let this just happen, man, because they will. She just left. She would have just left without the contract. She left with the contract. Anyways. That's all I got to say. What are y'all thoughts when it comes to this? Let us know in the comment section below. And if y'all want to go follow this storyteller, no shade. You already know we going to give credit where credit is due. Check out the description box below and y'all can follow her for more updates. And maybe y'all can just go over there and just relate. Maybe some of y'all feel where she coming from and y'all just want to go over there where you're welcome. Because you're not welcome here.
But let us know down below if you've ever been through something like this.
Bye.